Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I've gotten a lot of requests to make a tutorial on how to get Create with Distant Horizons and Iris shaders working. So I'm going to show you all how to do that today. So to start, go to modrinth.com. Okay. And then you're going to see this site. What I want you to click on, ignore basically all of this, go right up here to get Modrinth app. You're going to download it here if you have Windows, or click one of these to get the different versions if you have Mac or Linux. This does only work on Java, by the way. Probably should have said that earlier. And then once you download it, click the installer. Go through the entire installer process. After you have that all installed, you want to open up the launcher. Okay, first thing up in the top left corner, you're going to want to click on Steve's face and sign in with your Microsoft account. And then as you can see, I have all these profiles. These are just different hacks that I can make. Yours will probably show up empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to the Create Profile button, click on it, give it a quick name. Okay. And then you want to select which launcher that you want it to do. Okay. This works on both Fabric and Forge. I'm going to go with Fabric just to start. So now you want to choose a version that has the mod. As far as I'm aware, there is not a version of Create for Fabric or Forge after 1.20.1. So I'm going to click that one. I'm going to click Create. And it puts it right over here. It'll probably pop it over here for you. But next you want to click on this. Don't click on the play button, but click on the tile itself. And it'll take you to this screen. Okay, it says add content. This is how we're going to get our mods. So first, click that. It'll take you in here. Good thing about this is it installs all of the dependent mods that you need. So I'm going to click Iris. I'm going to click Sodium. I'm going to click Fabric API. You can also definitely go through and get some of these other mods that will boost performance. Like I love Entity Culling, Lithium. Mod menu is just easy to see what mods you have. You can just go through these. Install what you feel like, okay? Now, I'm going to type in Distant Horizons right there. I'm going to install that. And then Create. On Fabric, it's going to be called Create Fabric. So this last step is the most important one, and it's probably where a lot of people are having issues. So we're going to go through and get shaders that actually support Distant Horizons, because they have to build in support to the shader itself. So there's two shaders that are really popular to use with Distant Horizons. The first one is complementary shaders. If we go back into add content and instead of scrolling through here or typing, we click up here on shaders. Complementary is usually near the top as it's one of the most popular. Both Reimagined and Unbound work with Distant Horizons out of the box, so we can install those too. But if you want the shaders that I used in my last video, which I think look a lot nicer than those, at least at a distance, then I'm going to show you how to do that. So in my description, there's going to be a link to download Bliss shaders. This downloads the most recent in-dev version because the Distant Horizon support is still technically in beta for that shader. Now, once you download that, find the file wherever it downloaded to, probably in the downloads folder. Okay. Now go back to here in Modrinth and click folder right here. Don't click play, click folder. This opens up the game files, okay? You may see a folder called shader packs. If you don't, then make one. It's all lowercase, no spaces, shader packs, okay? Open this. If you download complementary already, they will be in there. Now, get the file from your downloads right over here and drag it in to your shader packs folder, okay? Now, that should really be everything you need. We are now to go and click play. It's going to launch the game. Now that you're on the home screen, click single player. Of course, make a new world. Now that you're loaded in, you'll notice that you don't have any shaders enabled or anything like that. Go into options. Don't click video settings yet. Instead, go to the Distant Horizon settings, which is this little button next to the FOV slider. Make sure enable rendering is turned on, should be by default. LOD distance radius. What that does is that tells you how many chunks it should load. So 128 would be like if you had a render distance of 128 chunks. You can turn this up or down depending on how powerful your computer is. I wouldn't recommend really going above 256 because that's already a crazy render distance and you can see for like basically the entire world. For quality preset, I recommend medium. If you go any lower than medium, then there start to be visual bugs, at least with Bliss shaders. And if you go high, it doesn't really add that much to it. And then the CPU load, this is how quickly it will generate these fake chunks that Distant Horizons has. If you have a computer processor with a lot of cores, you can definitely turn this up. I'd recommend putting it on balanced for the highest if you're wanting to actually play the game while it generates. But if you can sit around for a little bit, I'd recommend turning it to aggressive, or I paid for the whole CPU. Once again, make sure distant generation is turned on. And if you are on one of these settings, just kind of sit around for a while and let the chunks generate as they come. As you can see, it's going pretty quickly. I do have a fairly powerful computer, so it may vary for you. But after you give it enough time to let it generate more and you're ready to go back and play, I would recommend clicking back on here and turning this down to balanced at the most, because that will stop your game from stuttering a lot if there's CPU load. Let's go into video settings. I would recommend that if you don't have the most powerful computer, turning down your chunks. Even at 6 chunks, you really can't tell a difference. Like, tell me where the fake chunks start. It's right there at that tree, but you really can't tell. You could even probably turn it down lower if you wanted to. This is just going to help you save performance. Now, I have a really good computer. I usually set it to 12 or 16. Just gets rid of the little things popping out at the edges. I just, for whatever reason, am really picky about my games not popping stuff in. And that's why I spent basically an entire car on my computer. But anyways, after you change that and possibly the simulation distance if you're having a lot of computer processor slowdowns with Distant Horizons, let's now go and enable the shaders. So click on shader packs and then just click on the shader that you want to load. Click apply, and it may take a second to load, but it has Distant Horizons support out of the box and it will have loaded. So now you have Distant Horizons and shaders going at the same time. And if you look in here, we also have the Create mod. Building things with Create is completely normal, unaffected by this whatsoever. I'll show you just a little bit. As you can see, things built with Create are completely unimpeded by this. Still works. So that's the end of the tutorial. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end here. I'm definitely going to be releasing more videos. I know I say that a lot, but keep an eye out because I actually have like 3 in the works right now. I do appreciate your patience with this one. Anyways though, hope you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.